Hi friends, I'm Sherry and today I want to share with you my Anise Hyssop plant. So I'm growing a lot of new things in my garden this year and this is one of them. Now I am not a medical professional, I'm just a backyard gardener. So if you're on any kind of medication, please reach out to your medical professional, find out whether or not you can consume this herb or any herbs before you actually try them. Anise Hyssop is a versatile herb that deserves a spot in every garden. As a pollinator magnet, the flowers are highly attractive to honeybees, butterflies, moths, and hummingbirds. This herb is a perennial and grows in zones 4 to 9 and is a member of the mint family, which means you really need to know where you want to plant it before you plant it so that it doesn't take over. One way to slow the spread of this herb is to deadhead it. And so what that means is that once you have a flower that is starting to dry up, you just want to snip that flower head off and then take that flower head and either dispose of it if that's what you choose to do, or put it in an area where it's okay if it starts to spread. So one of the reasons that I am currently growing this herb in a container is because I'm still getting the lay of this property. I wasn't really sure where I wanted to put this, but I knew that I wanted to grow it. So I thought, why not grow it in a container this summer, this growing season, and then at the end of the summer, I can actually plant it out exactly where I want it, knowing that it will take over, I won't be deadheading it, and I'll just let it do its job. So this plant has a very sweet, minty, black licorice, root beer kind of taste to it. So it really depends on who you are, what your taste buds are like, but those are the flavors that you're going to get. Now, the leaves are a little bit more flavorful before it flowers, but they still have lots of flavor. The flowers actually taste very similar to the leaves, but they're a lot more mild. Anise Hyssop has been known for treating coughs and fevers and digestive issues, things like bloating and indigestion. Like any other plant, you only want to take a third of the plant each time you're harvesting. The leaves and the flowers can be harvested from the plant anytime throughout the growing season. It really doesn't matter. It's totally up to you when you need it, when you want to dry it, and for what you're using it for. So today I'm going to harvest a whole bunch of this and I'm going to actually dry it in my sunroom because I am wanting to use this in the winter months to help my family out with the common cold. I'm going to harvest some of this today. I want to start hanging it in our sunroom so that I can let it dry naturally. I'm just going to hang it upside down. I have some elastics here. And I'm going to let it dry naturally so that I can then crush it up and use it for medicinal purposes in the winter time when anybody in my family starts to get that common cold. A really cool fact about Anise Hyssop's flowers is that each flower that you see here has 90,000 little flowers that make up this spiky looking flower. And that's why this flower and this herb is so amazing to the pollinators. So one of the other cool things about this is that this plant will actually flower mid-season. So when other things in your garden are starting to die back because of the heat, this plant starts to go strong and provides your honeybees a source to get their food. I found a really cool Anise Hyssop iced tea recipe that I want to try with you. So let's harvest a little bit more, head inside and try it together. Welcome to my kitchen. As I mentioned outside, we are going to be trying a recipe for Anise Hyssop iced tea. So I think the process is probably going to take just over an hour. And the reason I say that is I want the tea to be cold when I pour it over my ice, as opposed to it being warm and melting the ice right away. Now you can drink a warm or hot Anise Hyssop tea, but for the purposes of today, we are making an iced tea. And so it is going to take a little bit longer because I'm making it fresh here with you. So I am going to be using this 1.9 liter mason jar. I like using these for my basil tea, so I thought why not use it for the Anise Hyssop iced tea. What that means is I had to triple the recipe. So the recipe that I found calls for 2 to 3 tablespoons of Anise Hyssop leaves that you are then going to chop up roughly per 2 cups of boiling water. So I have figured it out so that if I did 3 tablespoons per 2 cups of boiling water, I would need half a cup of chopped up leaves. And so I thought I would put together all of my stems into piles, wrap them with elastic so I can hang them in the sunroom. And in doing so, I will pull off all the bottom leaves from these bunches. So I'm almost there, almost have enough. Let me see here. So what is going to happen is I'm going to boil the water. I'm going to roughly chop these leaves, place them into the mason jar. I'm going to let it steep for about 5 to 7 minutes. And then I'm going to strain it into a fresh jar so that it's just the iced tea or just the liquid. Once that has cooled in the fridge or the freezer, depending on how quick it is that you want to drink this tea, you're then going to add some ice to a glass. You're then going to add in some honey or whatever it is that you like to sweeten your tea or coffee with. So for some people that is honey. Some people it's maple syrup or brown sugar, white sugar, coconut sugar, totally up to you, but you're gonna add the sweetener of your choice. The other thing that you can do is you can add some lemon or orange slices into the tea just to give it another element. So I think I have enough of the leaves that we can get chopping them up. Again, you're just going to do a rough chop. It does say to muddle them, so I'm just giving them a rough squeeze through my fingers. Really, oh wow, wow, the smell that is coming through. Okay, so let me see here. Okay, I'm going to add it into my jar. Whoo, that is strong. Okay, let me grab the hot water. I recommend adding the honey in when it is still warm. I forgot and had to add it in after it was already cooled. So it was a little bit harder to get it to dissolve and mix thoroughly in with the tea. I did add orange slices. Now the recipe said that you could add lemon slices, but I thought it'd make it a little bit sweeter naturally sweeter with the orange slices. So my first impression, smelling it, is that if you like black licorice, you will love this. Having said that, I haven't tasted it yet, just smelt it, but it has a very strong black licorice root beer smell. Any form of mint that I tasted when I ate the leaf out in the garden is gone. There is no smelling sense of mint left. Okay, let's give it a try. It's very refreshing. It's interesting that it does not have that very strong black licorice root beer taste. It's deceiving. I smelt it and I thought that it was going to be a lot stronger than it was. It almost has like a strong cucumber water taste. Really refreshing. I can taste the honey and the orange slices in it. I would drink it again. I would definitely make it again and drink it. I wonder what it would be like if you added like sparkling water to it. Might just bump it up a level. Anyway, if you have space in your garden, try this out. I definitely am going to be trying the hot tea version this winter, and I will definitely share that with you. Thanks for spending your time with me.